My marriage to Sarah was what everyone called perfect. We'd been together for 10 years, married for 8. From the outside, we had it all. A beautiful house in the suburbs, 2 amazing kids, and careers we both loved. I was a software engineer and she was a talented graphic designer. Our weekends were filled with family hikes, soccer games, and barbecues with friends. Our friends often told us we were couple goals, and honestly, I believed it too. I thought our love was a fortress, unshakable, and built on a foundation of trust and shared dreams. I couldn't have been more wrong. The first crack in our perfect facade appeared so subtly, I almost missed it. It started with her phone. Sarah, who once left her phone lying around without a care, suddenly had it glued to her hand. It was always face down on the table, and she'd quickly snatch it up if I came near. She started setting a passcode, something she'd never done before. When I asked her about it, she just laughed it off, saying it was for work security, a new policy. It sounded plausible, so I let it go. I trusted her. Why wouldn't I? Then came the late nights at the office. Previously, Sarah had a very predictable schedule, but now, urgent projects and tight deadlines became a regular excuse. She'd come home exhausted long after the kids were in bed, smelling faintly of a perfume I didn't recognize. I'd have dinner waiting, but she'd often say she'd already ate with her team. I tried to be a supportive husband. I took on more of the evening duties with the kids, handled dinner and bedtime routines. Telling myself I was helping her succeed in her demanding career, I was proud of her ambition. I just missed my wife. The distance between us grew, not just physically, but emotionally. Our late-night talks, once the cornerstone of our relationship, faded into silence. When I tried to initiate conversations about our day or our feelings, she'd give one-word answers, her eyes glued to her phone screen. Intimacy became a memory. When I tried to reach for her in bed, she'd gently push me away, claiming she was too tired or had a headache. I felt a growing sense of loneliness within my own marriage. A cold emptiness in the space she used to fill with warmth and affection. I started to worry. Was it me? Had I done something wrong? I tried everything I could think of to reconnect. I planned date nights, but she'd cancel at the last minute because of work. I bought her flowers, her favorite kind, and she barely glanced at them. I wrote her a heartfelt letter, pouring out all my love and my fears, and found it days later unread, tucked inside a magazine on her nightstand. Each attempt was met with a wall of indifference. It felt like I was married to a stranger, a ghost who just happened to live in my house. The breaking point came on a Saturday morning. The kids were at their grandparents' for the weekend, and it was supposed to be our time to reconnect. Sarah said she had to go into the office for a few hours to finish a presentation. I was disappointed but tried to be understanding. A couple of hours later, I realized she had left her tablet behind. An email notification popped up on the screen.
No?
It was from a hotel, confirming a reservation for 2 for that very night. My heart sank. That wasn't for a work trip. She hadn't mentioned any travel. My hands were trembling as I picked up the tablet. I know I shouldn't have, but a desperate, gut-wrenching need for the truth took over. Her email was open. I didn't have to snoop for long. There they were. A chain of emails, not from a colleague, but from a man named Mark. The messages were filled with "I miss yous" and "coo and wait to see yous." They talked about their special place and made plans that were clearly not work-related. The most recent emails detailed their plans for that very weekend at that hotel. The hotel booking I had just seen, the words on the screen blurred as tears filled my eyes. It felt like a physical blow, knocking the wind out of me. Every late night, every canceled date, every distracted conversation, it all clicked into place. It wasn't work. It was him. The woman I had built my entire life with, the mother of my children, was living a double life. Our perfect marriage was a lie, and I was the fool who believed in it. I sat there for what felt like hours, staring at the screen, my world crumbling around me. The betrayal was a sharp, searing pain, worse than anything I had ever imagined. It wasn't just the physical act, it was the deception, the years of lies. Every memory we had shared was now tainted. Every "I love you" she had ever said now felt like a cruel joke. I felt a rage I had never known, mixed with a profound, soul-crushing sadness. When Sarah came home that afternoon, she was humming, looking relaxed and happy. She walked in, saw me sitting on the couch with her tablet in my lap, and the color drained from her face. She knew. The silence was deafening. I didn't have to say a word. I just looked at her, and my expression must have told her everything. "What is this, Sarah?" I finally asked, my voice barely a whisper, holding up the tablet. She couldn't even look me in the eye. She just stared at the floor, and the tears started to fall. At that moment, I didn't feel pity. I felt nothing but the cold, hard reality of betrayal. The confession that followed was a torrent of excuses and justifications. He was a new client at her firm. It started as a friendship, an emotional connection she felt was missing from our marriage. She said she felt unseen, that I was too focused on my own world. She never meant for it to go this far. The words were empty, meaningless. How could she feel unseen when I was right there, trying with every fiber of my being to reach her? How could she talk about a missing connection when she was the one who built the wall between us? The days and weeks that followed were a blur of pain. We tried counseling, a last-ditch effort to salvage something from the wreckage. But the trust was gone. It was like trying to glue together a shattered mirror. You could see the cracks no matter how hard you tried to fix it. Every time I looked at her, I saw her with him. Every time she touched me, I flinched. The image of those emails was burned into my mind. In the end, we both knew it was over. The perfect marriage was dead, and the affair was just the final nail in the coffin. The separation was amicable on the surface for the sake of the kids, but underneath it was a battlefield of hurt and resentment. Dividing our assets was easy. Dividing a life was impossible. Looking back, I see the red flags I chose to ignore. The little lies, the growing distance, the secrets she kept behind a screen. I wanted to believe in the fairy tale so badly that I was blind to the reality unfolding right in front of me. Love isn't just about the good times. It's about facing the storms together. She chose to face her storm with someone else, so the pain is still there, a dull ache in my chest that reminds me of what I lost. But with time, I'm learning to heal. I'm focusing on my kids. I'm rebuilding my life from the ground up. I'm learning to trust again, starting with myself. The fortress I thought we had built may have crumbled, but I'm slowly, brick by brick, building a new one for myself and my children. One founded not on a perfect illusion, but on the solid ground of truth and self-respect. My story is a painful one, but it's also a story of survival. Someday I know it will be a story of a new beginning. Thanks for listening. If you've been through something similar, remember you're not alone. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories. See you next time.